Hello, welcome to Verbling. I'm Teacher Oakley, and in today's class, we're going to be looking at part 2 of the CAE speaking test. It's time for picture picture. Okay. Come on and join me because I'm going to need people in order to demonstrate part 2. We're going to be looking at some pictures and discussing them, various aspects about them. Okay, in the normal CAE speaking test, you will be taking the test with another candidate, another applicant. There will be one interviewer actually and an observer, who these two people will be scoring you. Now, in the actual test, what happens is you're going to be asked to describe some pictures, talk about them a little bit, as well as then you're going to need to interact with your co-applicant, or so you're going to have to be able to talk to each other about your pictures, because the pictures may be related in some way, or you'll be asked to comment on your partner's pictures or whatever. There seems to be a variety of different ways they foment this discussion about the pictures. We'll practice a couple of them today. And so you're not only are you scored on your pronunciation, your sentence structure, your lexical resource, vocabulary, your fluency and cohesion, and also your ability to do the task and your ability to interact with another human. That is to say that you have to do simple things like show agreement, ask for confirmation, perhaps even disagree. That's perfectly okay. And eventually, during the exam, you're going to have to, maybe later in part 3, you're going to have to show you can reach consensus. So they kind of ease you into this whole idea. Part 1 of the speaking test, a little self-introduction and some simple questions related to your life experience, I guess. Get you talking, I suppose. Then the pictures are presented and you're basically asked to start interacting. And then part 3, they push it a little further and ask you to start reaching some consensus. And then they're going to ask you some more sophisticated opinion style questions as a follow-up. So that's basically the test. Today we're going to concentrate on part 2, looking at pictures and talking about them. Okay. Finally, finally someone arrived. Hello, Nader. How are you? Hello. Oh, oh boy. Okay. You'll be texting today for this class? You do? Okay. Okay. You know, hard to do a speaking test where speaking test with texting is difficult. I don't know how to explain emoticons for a speaking test. Anyway, besides the fact that okay, you have limits to how much you can speak. Besides that fact, in fact, we're practicing CAE today, so it really means we need a couple students at least. So come on, don't be shy. Yeah, you need a partner, precisely. Okay, and we can get this thing started. Okay. Now, again, the one overriding theme to the part 2 of the CAE test is you are going to be looking at pictures. But as far as I can tell, there's a whole lot of different ways you're asked to talk about those pictures. And you may be doing different things. Some comparison and contrast. So you have to talk about differences and also similarities, obviously. We'll try to practice that a little bit. And as well, a description. Well, that's where we can start off with, I guess. As far as I know, well, the CAE has this picture description thing going on. The TOEIC test, which is more of an Asian thing, also has picture description, question 3 in TOEIC, except for one individual is asked to explain. You don't have to discuss it with someone else in TOEIC. But it is a fairly common thing. I think some of the tests used to have it, but they no longer do. In any case, it's description, and even the tests that do not actually look at pictures, they include some kind of description segment. IELTS has a very clear, distinct description segment. Also, question 2 in the IELTS test. You're just describing verbally. You're describing experiences or something. In the TOEFL test, they really don't have description per se, other than it's description, but it's more like reported speech. You need to report information that you heard. So instead of visual stimuli, it's audio stimuli. You're reporting or describing. Okay, Erthel is with us. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Is
How are you?
Nader speaking? Hi, Nader.
He's,
Or yeah, chatting. Just texting.
yes, he's texting and chatting, so your interaction will be very interesting, I'm sure.
Yes.
Anyway, let's start. We're going to start by looking at a little exercise together, now that you're here. We're going to start off real basic, and we're going to talk about basic picture description. Then we'll get into the whole interaction thing. I'm going to show you a little picture here, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. Okay, here we go. All right, you got a picture of a bunch of, well, what is this a picture of? Well, take a look. I'm going to start off nice and easy here. I'm going to give you some choices. So looking at the picture, we'll look at it again. We're going to look at these statements here. Which statement do you think would be the most suitable one to use first? Okay. And give your reasons. Which statement do you think makes the most sense? Nader chips right in with B. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Very good. Nader's going for B.
I like C. I can't read the slow answer. What that happens in really, sometimes you see a picture and see what's that. Yeah, I guess B would be.
What on earth is that? Yeah. Well, actually, I probably have to agree with both of you. All right. In short, this is a picture of a large and unruly crowd. Okay, a slightly unusual vocabulary word here. Notice also 2 adjectives to describe the noun. Why use 1 when 2 was better? Or, in fact, where you could use an adverb and adjective combination to describe a noun. Why not do it? After all, the point of these exams, any of these exams, is to show your range of English skills, including vocabulary. So, great. That's why we have very in front of angry. Okay, who appear to be very angry about something. Okay. All right, a general statement, obviously talking about what it is. All right, a general idea of what this is. It appears to be, notice the verb appear, okay, seems like, looks like, appears to be. You can use any of those verbs to open up your statement to talk about what you think it is. A general statement to basically introduce. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, and obviously they're very angry. Artheli, you're right. Many times you're asked to talk about how the people in the picture feel or what they're maybe thinking about, or what is their purpose, something of that nature. Okay, but you are also going to be asked to do a little just upfront, straight ahead description. Or you have to use the elements of upfront, straight ahead description in what you're talking about. The interlocutor, the interviewer, will be giving you guiding questions. All right. This is a great way, I agree with both of you guys, this is a great way to start what you're saying. All right. Giving your own description. Which one would be best to finish? Which one of these statements might come at the end? The scene reminds me of media coverage of the riots last year. Which one might conclude your statement? There are a number of banners, but I can't quite read the slogans. Just in front of the crowd, there are blah, blah, blah. Okay. A. Both of you guys are texting now. Okay. Yeah, I would have to agree. It seems that D and C are probably sentences you would use in the middle of your discourse. So when you're describing your picture, a little bit of an introduction, general statement would be nice. When you're actually describing it, you can use terms like just in front of the crowd, or you can actually describe the picture by using picture words. What do I mean, picture words? For example, in the foreground, in the background, to the left of the picture, to the right of the picture, in the center of the picture. So you should locate, if you're going to talk about specific elements of the picture, you should definitely be using words to do that. Okay. Okay. So let's give this a try. Araceli, can you try to just describe this picture? That's all we're going to do. Let's give a brief description of the picture. I'm not going to ask you about their feelings or anything, just straight up description. Okay?
Okay, I can see a large crowd who seem to be protesting about something. It's not a very peaceful protest or demonstration because they are shouting. They have got megaphones with them. They probably are making a lot of noise. They are holding slogans, but it seems they are protesting against some kind of fees or something. And there are two kind of slogans, but one of them I don't know. I can read them, the blue ones, and the people are dressed with handkerchiefs around their necks. I don't know what they must have been in, so I don't know. And all them seem to be shouting out loud, so it has to be a very controversial matter they are protesting about.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. It definitely does seem there's some good points here. Some good pick out some good detail. Okay, I love that you picked out. Now this is the idea, to pick out some good detail. All right, the fact that there seem to be possibly two opposing sides. There are red signs and there are blue signs. Something that is very relevant. Details like there are microphones. The people are shouting, and if that's not loud enough, they're microphones. Another detail, there's something strange about the fact, and you can actually introduce it like that. There's something strange about the fact that they're all wearing these scarves, or that some of them even have their faces covered. Some of them have hoodies, many of them have scarves. Not sure why that is. And of course you can say, I'm not sure why that is. I'm not sure why, but many of them wearing scarves. Yeah, they're definitely, some of them are against some kind of fees. I don't know about the blue ones. I don't know what they're for or against. Perfectly normal in describing these pictures to sit, by the way, to state what you don't know. But a good strategy is actually what Araceli was doing by picking out details to say, I'm not sure, but it looks like there's two opposing sides. It looks like they're trying to be heard by someone because they're all shouting, and many of them carry megaphones. Okay, actually that was excellent. Okay, now we're going to do something. Now we're going to try to do a little interaction here. We're going to do some more picture description, and you guys are going to talk about the differences between two pictures. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple flags. What is this flag anyway? I really don't know. Green, white, black. What is that? Do you guys know? I don't know.
Palestine says neither. I don't know.
I don't know.
Google that.
Whose flag is black, white, and green?
It says Palestine. I don't know.
Really?
I
Okay.
look for Google Images to see.
Well,
yes,
maybe.
yes, it is. Yes, with
Yeah,
a red triangle, and then green,
okay.
white, and black.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of fees
Thank
are they
you.
talking about? Very strange. Okay, it's a strange picture. I just found this picture looking for riot or mob pictures or something. Protest pictures, I think, is what I Googled, and that's what I found. And okay. Anyway, moving on. You and you. You guys are going to look at two different pictures. All right. We're going to start describing the first picture here. Here it is. Nader, can you talk or can you type a lot? You. Do you need a warning so that you can have time to talk? You can type a lot. It's going to type a lot. Oh my God. Crazy.
You are going to get really fast with your typing.
You're going to get sore fingers. That's what you're going to get. Okay. All right. Well, here we go. Here is a little picture. So basically what generally happens, all right, is one person begins by describing a picture. Okay, it seems that some people are walking in the park. I'll translate for Nader. Okay, very good. A little detail about what you see. I'm making him type.
Well, this picture is not very easy. I don't know.
It's not very easy. Let Erica talk. Okay, Erica. Doesn't matter because the next one's harder. Okay.
Okay, you can, when I blank, Nader, you can give me some clue or something. Well, this one is difficult. I see a lot of people who seem to be walking in a park. It looks for me like a relaxed scene. Some of the people are walking but a few of them are walking towards us, so they seem to be going somewhere. I don't know. The the road is very broad, wide, and there are huge trees that are giving their shadow over the road. It it may be summertime because people are wearing their summer uh, clothes, and it looks like maybe a holiday because all these people are out in the street enjoying their free time.
Okay, very good. All right, very good. I was sitting there waiting to. Made a couple notes, and I was waiting for you to hit them, Araceli, and you pretty much did. Some things that you can. Okay, your general focus. There's always going to be people in the pictures, as far as I know. Araceli, have you seen
I
pictures
think
without
so,
people?
yeah.
I've
I
never.
can't remember them. No.
I can't remember any pictures looking through the CAE material I've looked at that does not have people. So people are going to be the focus. That doesn't mean you can't talk about other things, which is kind of the way, but if you can, relate them to the people. Araceli, actually, you made that pretty easy. I had written down weather. You can talk about the weather. There's always weather. Um, well, not always if it's inside, but anyway, you talk about the weather. Okay, the people are wearing their summer clothes. I think it's summer. Looks like a nice day. Okay, I also obviously the leaves on the trees are all green, so there's another clue. You can talk about natural elements. All right, people are walking under the shade of the trees, of the green trees. Okay, making a guess, maybe they're having some kind of a summertime holiday. Great. Um, you could have talked about the element of the statues here that you can barely see, and to the left and right in the foreground, towards the foreground. By the way, you can use that language towards the front of the picture.
Yes, I was
Uh,
hesitating there.
Towards the front or
Towards the
foreground.
background, towards the front. Okay.
Yeah, you can do
And
that.
I have another question. What's lines of trees?
Uh, okay.
Ah,
The road is, yeah, that's very close. The road or path is lined with trees.
okay, okay, yeah.
Uh,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
a good one to use. Ooh, okay. Oh, Nader's getting all scientific because of the
Yes.
shadow line of the trees.
Ah,
Nader's taking
it's.
out his
I was doubting about
protractor.
vocabulary, shade or shadow. The word he had.
Shh. Um, you could either is appropriate. People are enjoying the shade of the trees would be more appropriate, or the trees are casting a shadow directly down. So
Mm.
I,
Mm.
I suppose it may be noon. Uh, okay, overall, I mean, that was a very good job. Picking out different elements, kind of relating them back to the people in the picture. That's it, man. That's what you're doing. And that was a long enough answer, and there was enough detail there. Okay, now we have had someone else join us. Mustafa, hello.
Hello, teacher. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am doing good. Thank you for asking.
Okay, Mustafa. I was ignoring you for a little while there, but not anymore. Now it's all you. You and nobody else but you. Oh, no. What is going on here? I would like you to briefly uh, introduce this picture, and then I would like you to talk about how is this picture different than this picture. And Araceli, after I let him go, I will ask you to make some comments about it, okay? We'll start the interaction. But first of all, Mustafa, talk to me about this picture a little bit.
Okay. I think this picture is like it's not from different from the old picture because this picture, as I think it's like painted picture, so it's not talking by some cameras or something like these devices. So it is painted picture first of all, and I think the painter was trying to describe the specific season in the years like I think autumn. It's like autumn season because I see like the trees, some of trees, the leaf are turned, the color turned to like yellow, and yeah, and I see a lot of trees here. I don't know, it's like a forest, a park with a lot of trees. Uh, there
Okay.
is there is something in the center of picture. It's about in the center of pictures. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what is this. It's like a human or a boy or a woman. I cannot realize it because it's too far from me. I see like a bench, I think, to stay on a table.
Uh, okay.
On the side.
Okay. Uh, can you all right, that was very good. Wait, before I toss Araceli into the mix. Um, Pronunciation, Mustafa, autumn. Autumn.
Autumn.
Okay. Many Americans just say fall, but autumn is fine. It looks like autumn. Autumn. Okay, and there's something that could perhaps be a space alien from another planet. We can't tell. Could be a black bear. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's standing in the path. You said I cannot realize it. Okay. Okay. That's not really a good word. You realize something you suddenly understand, that you've been thinking about. So, um, a good way to say it, I cannot make it out. All right. You're looking at a picture or a painting. This is a good phrase to use and very natural. I can't, or even better, I can't quite make it out.
Okay.
So there's something there and in the path, and then a couple. That was actually very good. There's something in the path, maybe a child, maybe a woman, maybe a man. I don't know. I can't quite make it out. Be a good technique to give some suggestions. Don't just say I don't know what that is in the middle of the picture. Well, okay, Araceli, it is time for you to actually draw some conclusions here. What are some similarities or some differences that you see? Can you give me some similarities or differences
Mhm.
in these two pictures?
Yes, both pictures show parks, and the parks are very similar. Indeed, I think it is the same place, but maybe there are small differences because in the second one the fences are not. So I don't know if it's the same park in a different moment in time, or maybe it is another part of the same park. Anyway, their similarities are that it's a park with a wide road, with sculptures, with trees. But it seems that it is a different moment of the year. In the second one, it's probably autumn. I think that because of the color of the leaves in the on the trees, they are quite brown, and also the light is different. Maybe it's late in the evening, and you can see that because of the quality of the light and because of the shadows. The trees are casting very long shadows. Also, the main difference is that in the second picture there is just one person, and in the first one there were a lot of people. I suppose this may be because of the moment of the year, because it is cold in the second one, and probably in the first one it is Sunday, and in the second one it may be some Wednesday in the evening, and it's cold, so people are not probably going out to enjoy the park.
Okay. Well, you have a lot to say there. Mustafa, uh, do you agree with all of Araceli's points? Do you have any points you disagree on? Is there any additional information? Any
Maybe it's like there is like a man I see in the second one. He was sitting, and as you said, I have to use this phrase. I cannot make it out. So, do you see
uh-huh.
it? Like the man sitting on the table.
Okay. It's
Yeah,
probably a
it's
bench. Okay. Anyway.
no. I highlight the resolution and now more detail.
Okay. All right. Okay. Very good. Yeah, if you guys can highlight these if you want, because they are very high resolution photos. Actually, they're like 1,000 by 1,000 or something. Okay. Now, Mustafa, are there any other conclusions you can draw between between these two pictures? Is there anything else? What do you think is the relationship between these two pictures?
The relationship is the trees actually, and I am not I cannot or I am not sure if the statues here the same of before or similar kind of. So
Okay.
yeah,
All
did you
right.
see that?
Yeah. Actually,
On the
all
both
right.
side.
Very good. Now, what I didn't hear, and that's kind of my fault, is trying to get you guys to interact together, to discuss really, and that's kind of my fault. I didn't facilitate that very well. Is you need to also be able to refer to each other. Okay, I agree with Araceli. I think it's the autumn, although I don't think it's very late in the autumn because much of it's still green. So things like that where you agree, but then maybe you have a slight difference of opinion. So you need to carefully listen to each other and comment on each other's comments, but you can't just mimic. You can't just parrot what the other person says. You should make points that are either different or slightly different, maybe. Or like Araceli's point earlier, your point earlier, actually, Mustafa. Okay, one looks like a painting. I think one was the painting of the same place. In fact, these are exactly the same place. Where do you think this is, Araceli? Do you know? Yeah, you both said like a forest or a park, but
Some famous park for what you say, maybe in
yeah,
New York, Central
maybe,
Park or something.
and that's exactly right. This is in Central Park for sure.
Ah, I guessed.
Yep. Well, I believe this is walking toward Columbus Circle. I believe if you go the other direction, there's a tunnel, a small tunnel.
Where is the
Anyway,
fence? Not appear.
what's that?
The fence. Fence.
The fence?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a stupid fence. It had a little chain link, or it has a little chains on it, but you can jump right over that. You can jump right over that, no problem. Yeah, it's Central Park. Look what they do to the trees in Central Park. They remove all the lower limbs because they don't want anybody to climb the trees and fall down and break their head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, that's not a joke. Really, really. It's very hard to climb a tree in Central Park. Good luck. They make it
But
impossible.
they look so big and healthy, big trees. So to climb, to cut them out, it's like crazy.
Yeah,
You
no.
know, they give this atmosphere with these huge trees.
Yeah, the
If
trees in
you put,
Central Park are quite lovely, actually. but
Mm.
they're old, you know. Park's been there forever.
Not forever, maybe 200
Yeah,
years or something
no.
like that.
Before that, it was a forest, so it was a park inside the forest.
Ah.
Okay. All right. Some ways to talk about some clues, some ways to talk about similarity. They seem to have quite a lot in common. For example, there isn't much difference between them, or simply both of them. Some other suggestions for differences when you're talking with each other, whereas yours is about something, mine is about something else. Whereas yours depicts, oh, there's a good word, depicts the summertime. Mine seems to depict the autumn. That's a nice one, actually. They differ in several ways. The first is, or one way is, one thing is. Secondly, make sure that you're using signal words, signal phrases, discourse markers as whether you're doing your initial explanation or whether you're doing your interactive part. Still, I'm quite sure they want you to be using these kind of signal phrases. The main difference is blah, blah, blah. Another possible difference is, and don't forget to use, again, the prepositional phrases, like in the foreground, in the top left corner, blah, blah, blah. When you're pointing out specific details, you should use prepositional phrases to point them out. Okay, we're going to go on to another exercise here. And I'm gonna say hello to Ken. Hello, Ken. Hi, Ken.
Yes, hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, Ken. Here we go. It's time for you to join the fun. All right, I'm gonna do another screen share here. Okay, I want you to look at some pictures here. Okay, can you see the three pictures? 1, 2, 3. Of people in places. Ken.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How do you think these people in these pictures might be feeling?
Alone, lonely.
Alone.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first, although that made me laugh, it was very funny, and I love the intonation. Of course, please try to give me complete sentences. Really.
Yeah. They are alone in the wilderness, and but at the same time, they are enjoying walking in the wilderness and seeing the spectacular view there.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay, Mustafa, I have a question for you. Why are these people in this situation? Why are these people alone in these wilderness areas?
I think that because they decided to take a challenge or a trip to discover uh, a new area in this world.
Okay, and Araceli, what kind of a person takes on such a challenge?
Well, I guess they must be very adventurous people because they are risking sometimes their life as they seem to be alone. And if they have an accident, for example, the one in the mountains, if he's alone, he's in a great risk. But maybe he's not alone and his partner is taking the picture. But anyway,
Yeah.
it seems that they are not afraid of being alone and taking risk because probably discovering new places and watching these spectacular views compensates them for the risks they take.
Okay. And back to you, Ken. Do you think that this type of activity could be a rewarding experience?
What is rewarding?
Rewarding.
Rewarding.
Yeah. Not rewording. Rewarding. Yeah.
Seems they when they are by themselves or kind of by their will. So maybe these activities will give them somewhat rewarding something spiritual, something material, or something they can get something from the sponsors or something like that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Mustafa, what do you think a person could learn by having such an experience?
Um, I think mm, uh, there is like a word, but in my language I cannot translate it to English. So I think they want to fill the hungry of knowing of their own self, to know a new part and new part in this world. So they want to fill that hunger inside of them. You know what?
Do you mean that hunger inside of them?
Yeah, hunger of discover a new thing.
Okay.
These people like to do this, I think.
Okay, that hunger to discover new things. Okay.
And yeah.
Hunger to. I got the idea, and that is actually a very normal English concept in co-location. A hunger to discover, a hunger to search new places. Okay, so yeah, you're okay there. Just obviously don't start with
I was, I was.
didn't know you had unmuted yourself. Okay. Obviously, during the actual CAE test, you don't want to start by saying,
By the way, I don't know what's this test exactly. You know what? I just go with the flow.
You're all right. Well, you're doing great. You're passing it so far, so you're doing wonderfully. Okay, Araceli, I forgot to tell you also the expression is not moment of the year, time of the year. So it's a different time of the year. We would never say moment of the year because a moment is a very quick thing.
Okay.
A time of the year is like a season. Okay, I forgot to mention that to you. Okay. To what degree do you agree or disagree with Mustafa that about how what could people get out of this, and why would people do this?
I'm sorry that I didn't listen all the conversation, so I don't know what. I was distracted. That is a big mistake from me because I should be listening, of course.
That's an
But
excellent example of what not to do in a CAE exam.
maybe
You gotta listen to the other person because the interviewer may ask you a question directly related to what the other person just said.
yes, you're right. But I won't be texting with Nader in the real exam. I hope. No, but you're right because many times you just are thinking of your own response and you should listen to your partner. But
That's absolutely true. Yeah.
So I don't know what was the question. Sorry.
Okay.
Why are they finding this experience rewarding?
Yeah. Yeah. And what are they getting? Why would they want to even do this in the first place?
Maybe they are not afraid. They probably brave people, and additionally, the pleasure of doing something that no one has done before may be quite rewarding for them, and also enjoying the nature. Many people enjoy being outdoors, and this is not just a common landscape you can see everywhere. These are really special places in the world, and fewer people seem to have been there, and to share that experience with other people maybe in the future can be also very interesting. They even can write a book, give an interview about their experience. So maybe they are searching for fame.
Maybe. No, they're not.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they just
I don't
enjoy
either.
it.
Maybe they just enjoy it. I'll tell you guys, this is right up my alley. Stuff like this is stuff I like to do. And it's not because I want to be famous.
Sorry.
I am totally joking around. I'm just messing with you. There is no such thing as a wrong answer, okay? I'm totally playing with Araceli here. In the CAE exam, there is no wrong answer. I'm goofing on you. Um, no, absolutely anything you say is the correct answer. So don't worry about giving the right or the wrong answer. The fact is, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Um, and again, I remind you guys, I'm asking you guys all questions about the same pictures. We're going to look at another set of pictures, but as we're doing this, try to relate to each other, all right? Try to say things like, well, I agree with Araceli on the point that I think these people are trying to find something for themselves. They're trying to maybe discover more about their spiritual selves, their spiritual side, or perhaps they gain. I also agree with Mustafa because he says they have a hunger for new experience. Okay, stuff like that. Relate to each other, or make slight differences in. Take someone else's idea. It's okay to steal the other person's idea. In fact, you should, but do something with it. Don't just steal it and repeat it. Steal their idea and extrapolate. In other words, add detail, or take a step farther. Okay, I think these people are trying to find some spiritual balance. I would not be at all surprised if these were people who lived in the city and they find that getting away to a quiet, beautiful place like this awakens something inside of them, and helps them when they return to the city. If they can remember this experience, it helps them to cope with day-to-day hectic reality. Stuff like that. Make up some stuff, and you can disagree as well. It's okay to disagree with somebody else and say, oh, I think it's actually this or that. All right, I would like to hear a little bit more of that. Let's look at some other people's. All right, some other people's. Some other people. You can't say people's. It's bad English. Okay, these are some pictures of some people just kind of taking a break in their own different and special ways. Mustafa, same kind of started the question. How might these people be feeling?
I think they are feeling different in this picture. So the first one,
Good.
that the first one on the left corner, they seems to be happy, and they are smiling and laughing. The second one on the right corner, on the top right corner, the daughter or the girls, she's drink and she seems tired, maybe from running or walking. I don't know, something like this, I guess. The one on the bottom of the picture or the page, I see like a boy or a man who's staying alone and he is maybe sad or he's thinking in something like this, and beside him his bicycle that he ride, and maybe he's thinking about something in his mind.
Okay, maybe he's thinking about something. Rather than saying maybe he's thinking about something, that's a very vague statement in English. Say, maybe he's thinking very deeply about something. Believe it or not, there's a huge difference between those two statements in English. One is very vague and relatively meaningless. He's thinking about something. He's thinking very deeply about something means he's concentrating, and it's more like an activity he's actually doing. And then, of course, you could
Who's
guess.
maybe he's fishing.
Maybe not, right? Maybe he's fishing.
Yeah.
Maybe he's peeing in the lake. I don't know.
Oh, you don't know, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Very good with the top left center. Okay. First of all, first good thing. I really like this. And I think this is a trick. I know these these people who prepare these exams like to fool you and trap you and trick you. I think it's a little bit of a trick if they give you three pictures like this and say, how might these people be feeling? I think Mustafa is exactly correct to say, well, actually, I think it's the people in the different pictures are feeling a little bit differently, and then describe them. Very good. I was trying to trick you, but I did not. I did not succeed. You got it. All right, because I agree with you 100%. It seems like these are a little bit different, these three pictures. Okay, I liked also in the top left corner, in the top right corner, you could say that's bottom one, in the bottom center. Okay, I know it's not completely centered, but that's still acceptable. In the bottom center, there's a guy sitting on a dock. That's what that is. Okay. Anyway, and beside him is a bike he ride. It should be a bike he rode. It's obvious that he rode to get there, otherwise his bike wouldn't be there. So you can use past tense. Okay. Okay. I like that. It's not bad. Okay. Ken. How demanding might their activities be?
Demanding means what does that mean in this context?
Okay. In this context, well, how to explain it without giving away a good answer? That is the key word. So, how much effort might their activities take?
Okay.
There.
I think the left-hand pictures, I think this seems like working something. During the break, they take this picture. So before this break, they might have worked the demanding job or work. And right-hand picture and woman seems like walking and or trucking. So her expression, facial expression is seems tired. So the trucking is very demanding for her because maybe long time trucking, so it's demanding. And bottom picture and man just sit beside the golden lake with bicycle. And maybe he come here without doing nothing or fishing. So maybe it's their hobby or it's free time. So this activity itself is not so demanding. But if he might have a problem in the mind, maybe he's thinking himself or deeply, maybe he might mentally demanding, doing mentally demanding something, but in general, this scenery seems like not so demanding.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. The first picture. Okay. They're working something. It should be working on something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then, okay, fine. The second picture. The third picture. There. Seems like he got there without doing nothing. Well, if he didn't do nothing, then he did do something. Okay, you got a double negative going on.
Yeah.
Right. Be careful of that. So without doing nothing means something. Okay. Anyway, he probably has something in his mind. On his mind is the again. On again. So working on something. Also, all right. He's got something on his mind. Okay. Okay, Araceli. So, okay, thinking about what Ken discussed about how demanding their activity may have been, okay, who needed a break the most and why? And who needed a break the least and why?
Well, I think it depends. Uh, the obvious answer for me is the girl, because she's physically tired after a hike, probably. So she's thirsty and she needs to have a break. And the people who are doing that the project, or they look to be working at construction, maybe they need a work, sorry, maybe they need a break, but they seem so relaxed. So it's hard to believe that they have been working hard. And in the third picture, maybe you can think that that person is lonely and she or he is not so tired as the girl, as the little girl, but in a different sense, maybe that person needs a break for his or her life. Maybe she was passing through a difficult period in his life, and now he just needs to disconnect and feel isolated. So he may need a break, but in a different sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Maybe he needs an emotional break. Yeah, looking at these pictures, first of all, in the upper left corner, they're clearly not construction workers. Look at how they're dressed. They're
Yes.
they're looking at the plans. Okay, so maybe they've been doing some kind of mental work or discussing some kind of abstract problems. So I don't think they're actually tired in any kind of physical sense. All right. Now notice when I say that, look at how they're dressed. He's wearing a jacket. They're wearing light jackets and casual clothing. So they don't have. It's okay to say negatives. They're in a construction site. They don't have helmets or any kind of safety goggles or any other safety equipment on. They're clearly looking at blueprints. Add details that you can see to justify your answers. They're clearly in a construction site. I can see scaffolding and bricks behind them. In front of them on the table, these are clearly blueprints. So I think these people are, right? So I think they're doing mental kind of work. Meanwhile, the hiker, she's clearly a hiker or trekker, as Ken says. Okay, do that. As Ken said, I think this person's probably trekking, which means they're hauling butt through a long trail, over a long trail through the forest. So I've done that before. It's extremely tiring. So I believe this person is the most physically tired. And then, yeah, okay, talking about the person by the pond, yeah, okay, that was pretty good. They may be emotionally stressed or emotionally tired and need some kind of an emotional break. But I also question why the lake is yellow. What's going on? Okay. And anyway, try to use details from the pictures. Try to plant those in, even though you have these more, I realize these are much more abstract type questions, but still continue to spice up your reasons with some details. All right. I can see she's got a backpack. She's obviously trekking, so I think she is probably physically exhausted. All right. Things like that. He's the man in the photo at the bottom. He's kind of slumped over. His shoulders are slumped down. Seems to be looking into the water. So his actual physical posture shows me emotional exhaustion, perhaps. Okay, so I'm using actual details. His shoulders are slumped. He's looking in the water. All right. That any way you can add details, any of these tests, TOEFL, TOEIC, IELTS, all of them love detail. So don't be shy about throwing in some extra detail any way you can squeeze it in there. Thanks a lot, Nader. Thank you. All-time record, 99 texts during the class. Can you give me one more? Can we get 100 before I close the class? Yes! LOL, LOL. It's a new world record. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you again
Thank you
soon.
very much. Bye.